Hey everyone, alright, in this video let's talk about the Main Street Cinema. Okay, so this is interesting. So Disney started putting a bunch of like merchandise, like generic like Disney t-shirts and what have you inside the iconic Main Street Cinema on Main Street. So people are kind of online, they're kind of freaking out about this because the Main Street Cinema space is a fun, unique area where you can go and you can watch like old school Mickey cartoons and what have you. And it's kind of nice to have those little areas in Disneyland that aren't just always trying to sell you something or push something, right? So people are justifiably upset. So Scott Gustin on Twitter, he reached out to Disneyland and they actually responded to him. And what they basically said in a nutshell was basically they're trying to drive traffic into the cinema. I guess the numbers are really low, which is not surprising because it's always empty, but the numbers are really low and they're trying to get people into that space to justify its existence basically. Okay, so here I have mixed feelings on this. Number one, I appreciate and respect the idea that Disney is trying to push traffic into the cinema. I like that. That's good. That shows they want to save it and keep it as is, but they're trying to incentivize people to get in there and get those numbers up. I like that. What I don't like, the issue I do have, is the fact that they're kind of going about it the wrong way. It's a cinema. It's a cinema. So if you're going to try to incentivize people to go into the cinema, then have stuff related to like movies or something in regards to that movie making process in there. Okay, don't just throw a bunch of like generic Disneyland merch in there and go, oh, there we go. No, I mean, if you're going to have it, if you're going to try to get people in there, try to do it in a way that matches the theme of the space. So maybe my suggestion would be like, if you want to sell stuff in the cinema, maybe sell like, old vintage, Disney cells, art cells or animation cells or backgrounds or oil paintings or something related to art or cinema. Okay, you can even move some of the stuff from the Disney gallery in the front of in the front of the park and put it in there and just sort of at least make an attempt to try to make it fit with what's there right now. Okay, just throwing in a bunch of random merch, it destroys the theme. It destroys the theme. So I respect the fact that Disney is trying to get people into the space and save the space as a cinema. Their approach, though, is completely wrong. Completely wrong. There's a lot of other ways they can go about doing this where they can get more clicks, more attendance without having to basically just shoehorn in a bunch of merchandise in a cinema. So those are my thoughts on it. Again, I'm kind of torn. I respect the fact that Disney is trying to get people into the cinema so they can experience it. But at the same time, I think they're going about it all wrong. All wrong. They really need to do something that respects the theme of that show and of that space. What do you guys think, though, about the Main Street Cinema? How they're shoehorning or throwing in a bunch of like generic Disney merch in there to get people in there. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What would your solution be? Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a magical day. Bye-bye.